Coming up on Fulton Today, mayors and commissioners celebrate a SPLOST agreement with a special signing ceremony, and voters head to the polls to settle the general primary runoff and nonpartisan election. And tougher punishments are coming for those who commit crimes against animals. That and more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today. I'm Priscilla Ortega in for Shania Chavis-Rucker. Well, mayors and commissioners have finally come to an agreement on a proposed SPLOST. FGTV's Daryl Carver was at the signing ceremony and has the details.
If voters approve it, the plan could provide millions of dollars to go towards transportation and infrastructure projects.
We're happy, we're ecstatic, we're enthusiastic, we're energetic, and we're emboldened to do all that we can to make this a wonderful county.
After a year's worth of meetings between mayors and county commissioners, an intergovernmental agreement was reached at a signing ceremony in the atrium of the Fulton County Government Center.
There's a kind of a raucous history among all these groups, but we did come together and put a lot of history behind us and really focus on doing something positive that will have an impact on all of our constituents to try and make their lives better, to relieve congestion, improve mobility, and contribute to the quality of life that all of our citizens have.
This means the 2016 SPLOST of 0.75 cents for Fulton County outside of the city of Atlanta can now move forward.
It's a culmination of a lot of hard work, a lot of collaboration, a lot of compromise in terms of us getting at this point where the voters now, within the next couple of months, will be voting on whether to approve a $655 million funded referendum to support transportation projects in the north part of our county and the southern part of our county, North and South Fulton. So today was a very monumental day.
The next step is to find creative ways to educate residents on how their tax dollars would be spent, since the ultimate decision is in their hands.
What's going to have to happen is there's going to have to actually be an extensive education, objective accomplished as relates to making sure that the different people in the different areas understand the importance, number one, of the SPLOST.
If approved by voters, the $655 million would be divided among the jurisdictions based on population. Voters are scheduled to vote on the referendum coming up November 8th. Reporting from Fulton County Government Center, I'm Daryl Carver for FGTV.
Time is running out to settle some unfinished business. Voters continue to head to the polls to decide some key positions in the county, including sheriff and solicitor general.
On election day, you have to vote in your polling location, and we will have all of the polling locations that we normally have open available to vote for all of the voters on election day.
Turnout for the general primary runoff and nonpartisan election has been lighter than expected, so officials are hoping for one last push.
We are getting quite a few people out for the races in the Democratic primary, in particular the sheriff and solicitor races.
To see a complete list of all the undetermined races, you can check out a sample ballot on both the county website and the Secretary of State website. The county's public safety family continues to grow.
Space. Take. Seats.
25 cadets are now full-fledged law enforcement officers after successfully completing 11 weeks of state-mandated basic law enforcement training at the Fulton County Public Safety Training Center.
It's been tough. There's been a lot of trials and tribulations, but myself and my other classmates conquered it, and we did good.
Well, the past 11 weeks have been amazing, but the main reason I wanted to become a deputy is because I wanted to do something where I was giving back to the community, and I wanted to make sure that I had a job where I felt like I was really helping those that were less fortunate, those that couldn't help themselves.
Sheriff Ted Jackson swore in the new deputy sheriffs, police officers, and deputy marshals after the graduation ceremony. He was quite pleased to see a rise from the previous class.
We're pleased to see them, and we're hiring, and this is the largest group. The last group we had about 7 graduate, and so it helps us improve the professionalism of what we're doing in the Sheriff's Office.
The graduates had little time to revel in their accomplishment due to having to report to their respective positions immediately. County commissioners are getting rougher with those who commit crimes against our furry friends. FGTV's Felicia Church has details on new animal ordinances that include tougher punishments for violators.
For many families, a pet is just as much a member as mom, dad, and child. So it comes as no surprise that new and updated animal ordinances have been passed by county commissioners. They've been on the books for a while, but they now have more definition. For example, the new ordinances reflect a specific definition of what is adequate food, water, and shelter, along with what unsanitary conditions look like. With new laws come new penalties, and that's something pet lovers are thankful for.
It's in misdemeanor court, it's up to $500 fine and or 60 days jail time for each incident. So, for example, if someone is convicted of animal cruelty for having inadequate food and water, they can also be cited for unsanitary conditions, which would be 2 violations up to $1,000 and 120 days in jail.
Also included in the new animal ordinances, judges can now order restitution for bite victims, the allowance of animals to be removed from hot cars, and if someone is convicted of animal cruelty, that person can not own a dog in Fulton County for a year. If you feel someone is committing animal cruelty, you're encouraged to call 404-613-0358.
You know, if you witness animal cruelty, it doesn't just stop with animals. No one ever just wakes up and starts doing this. It's a gradual thing, and it will end up affecting family members or maybe someone you know. Please report animal cruelty. We will have professional officers go out and investigate the complaint, and you are more than welcome to call back and follow up to find out what happened with your complaint, and I encourage you to do so.
Reporting for FGTV, I'm Felicia Church.
Well, recently we told you about Fulton's 80% recidivism rate. Well, thankfully, there's a way where you can help reduce that high number. Residents can take part in the upcoming Recidivism Awareness Fun Run and Walk. There is also the 4th annual ball, both on Saturday, August 6th. Atlanta has one of the nation's highest recidivism rates, which is why successfully proven programs like pre-arrest diversion were put into place. Once again, the 5K Fun Run and Walk is Saturday, August 6th from 7 to 10 a.m. at Atlanta Memorial Park. And later that night from 7 to 11 p.m. is the 4th annual Recidivism Ball at the Sheraton Atlanta Hotel with keynote speaker Fulton County Sheriff Theodore Ted Jackson. For more information on both events, you can log on to cascadeumc.org. Well, still to come, commissioners, NAACP leaders, and police come together to discuss how to unite in order to bring peace. That's ahead on our district by district coverage. Fulton commissioners meet with NAACP leaders to discuss ways to promote peace. And scholarships are up for grabs for those who want to compete in an essay competition. Here's this week's district by district coverage. We begin in District 7, where Chairman John Eves and Police Chief Gary Stiles joined the local NAACP and Black Lives Matter leaders. The group held a closed-door discussion on initiatives that bring peace and understanding. The meeting comes after police-involved shootings in Dallas, Baton Rouge, and Minneapolis. Afterwards, the group shared details from their talks.
We want to make the practices of the Fulton County Police Department sort of a best practices that can be emulated across the county. And so it was a great day in terms of conversation and dialogue, but we have a willingness to work towards some even better outcomes in our county in the future.
We talked about ways to finding solutions to the issues of racism, the issues of police accountability, and transparency. And so I was happy to learn from Fulton County Police Chief Stiles on different ways that we can come together and work together understanding law enforcement from a different perspective.
This was the first meeting for the group, and while they all agreed the talk was productive, they say it will take time to come up with a resolution, so more talks are ahead. And District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. and the Friends of Wolf Creek are having an essay competition. The second annual It Takes a Village essay contest will provide 10 students each with a partial book scholarship. The 1,500-word essay needs to be on how to solve the national problem between officers and African American males.
I think it's very important, one, to challenge our students to do work outside of school. Two, it helps them to learn to write better. You have to be able to write well in order to do well in school and beyond.
To learn more about the competition, you can email fultoncommission5@gmail.com. And District 6 Commissioner Emma I. Darnell celebrates an evening of jazz in white at the Harriet G. Darnell Multipurpose Facility. The guests enjoyed musical entertainment as they all dressed in white. The annual fundraiser sponsored by the Friends of Darnell featured the group Infinite Sounds. The group is a talented family of musicians that play a wide genre of music.
And I think about the fact that they worked really hard to be in a good place. And this is a great place. They always make sure they have fun a few times of the year. So this is one of their times that they do that, the white party, and we just have a blast.
I want to use this opportunity to thank the community for all of the support that they've given to all of our centers all over Fulton County. Because if there ever was a time when we needed each other, if there ever was a time when we needed to be together, that time is now. So thank you so much. We had a ball.
Guests enjoyed a buffet-style food service as they danced the night away. Now you can catch more of your commissioners at work all this week with the rebroadcast of the Fulton County Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. When we come back, changes are in store for behavioral health. We'll have the details when we come back. Well, some changes are coming to Fulton's behavioral health services. Latrina Foster with Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities is joining us with the details on what clients need to know. Welcome to Fulton Today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So some behavioral health centers are relocating. Can you tell us about the changes and when this is all expected to happen?
Yes, so our South Fulton Mental Health Center, as well as our West Mental Health Center, will transition services to the Adamsville Regional Health Center, as well as the Center for the Health and Rehabilitation Center. These changes will take effect October 3rd, 2016.
And what are some of the reasons why these changes are happening?
So in order for us to continue to provide quality care with our current staffing levels, we made the decision that the most effective way to deliver care would be to consolidate services within 2 locations versus attempting to staff 3 locations. With doing this, our clients will have access to faster care versus a long wait time to receive services because we will be able to utilize the staff within 3 centers at 2 locations.
And what differences, besides a new location, will clients notice?
So the only difference that clients will notice is that they will have access to faster care. When they call to make an appointment, the appointments will be scheduled earlier versus later. And in addition, at both locations, they will be able to receive additional services at the Adamsville Regional Health Center, as well as the Center for Health and Rehabilitation that the county offers.
And let me get your final comments.
With the transition of services, I think it's very important that all clients know they will have a choice in the location where they receive services moving forward. So our plan is to meet with all clients that are currently receiving services at the South Fulton Mental Health Center as well as West Mental Health Center, to meet with each one of these clients to give them an option of receiving services at Adamsville Regional Health, the Center for Health and Rehabilitation, or if they decide they want to choose another provider, we will assist them in that transition to the new identified provider.
Latrina Foster with Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
To learn more about these changes, you can call 404-762-4042. And senior health team leaders get some other changes for public health for Fulton County. The county's Department of Health is transitioning to be under the governance of the state. During a meeting at the Aldrich Health Center, Health Director Kathleen Toomey and the Commissioner of the Georgia Department of Public Health explained how that will benefit clients.
Actually improve our services, strengthen ourselves in areas where we aren't up to speed compared to other districts, learn from other health districts, even as others can learn from us where we have best practices here.
I am so happy that Fulton County is working to readmit itself as far as public health is concerned. I think that's a tremendous opportunity.
The county has already started making modifications to better improve public health. That includes focusing on preventive care rather than just treatment and increasing partnerships among organizations instead of working in silos. The county has a new tool as it combats the high HIV rate among residents. There is a new mobile HIV testing van that will help health officials check patients' HIV status. The county already has a mobile testing van that goes to different locations like shopping centers around the county. The mobile testing vans increase HIV awareness and give residents an opportunity to get a free HIV test outside of a brick-and-mortar health facility.
We're trying to hold true to our vision, our goal of ensuring that HIV testing is available where people live, work, play, and worship. And so this unit is now available to assist us with doing that, making sure that people have access to testing within their communities and that it's free, and the service is now being brought directly to them.
Health officials encourage everyone to know their status and get into treatment immediately if they test positive. HIV treatment is an important step in lowering the risk of transmitting the virus and living a longer, healthier life. For more information on HIV testing, call 404-613-1421. Up next on Fulton Today, your artwork could soon be displayed at a new library. We'll explain after the break. Well, talented photographers could have their pictures displayed for years to come. The Arts and Culture Department and the library system is asking for residents' help in creating public art for the new South Fulton Library. The library, which is expected to open this fall, will have pictures displayed from area nature centers. Those pictures will come from residents who are taking part in guided nature hikes. The next guided nature hike will be at the Cascade Springs Nature Preserve on August 5th. The final one will be on August 20th at the Cochran Mill Nature Preserve. Space is limited, so RSVP to Lisa Tuttle at 404-612-5529. And finally today, seniors combine dance and the pool into a fun new way to exercise. Both men and women danced to the music in the Aqua Zumba pool party. The class at the Helene Mills Senior Center gave the participants a great new way to exercise without putting too much pressure on their joints.
It helps their stability. It's the water and the movement and the motion. It helps their flexibility because of the water creates flexibility in the movement. It's easier to move. And just all over well-being because they're happy while they're working out.
Oh, this class was just so exciting. I normally don't get into the pool, but I like to dance, and this is a water Zumba class, and I've never done that before. And it was so exciting. It was just great. I like to dance, but this was really great.
The instructor gave the seniors simple instructions so the participants could freely dance to the music without having to remember technical routines. You can call the Star Line to learn more about upcoming Aqua Zumba classes at 404-613-6000. Before we go, we want to remind you to connect with us online. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and watch us anytime on our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Priscilla Ortega. Thanks for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.